Welcome to Relations. Okay, I said okay again, so hit your okay dinger at home. Relations are, we need to define this, otherwise it's not going to make any sense, are any group of ordered pairs. Any group of ordered pairs we would consider a relation. So now we just have a group of x's that have their own unique y's, and that categorizes itself as a relation. And to give you an example, we have one right here. This is great. All right. So this is a relation right here. It's just a set of ordered pairs. And what we can do with that is a few things. A lot of this is just kind of organizing what we have. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a table. Let's make a simple table here, an x and a y. We'll use our t-chart. That's great. So I've got 3, 4. Now notice that my 3, 4 here matches up with 3, 4. So the 3 is next to the 4. Then I've got 3, 5, -1, -2, and 7, -3. Now with that, with these, I can then graph that relation. So let's put that on our graph here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 5 should be right above it. -1, -2, and 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 7, -3 is there. So now we've graphed our relation. And what we can do next is we can state the domain and range. Okay, so here's our little advancement here. We're familiar with domain and range, but let's make sure that we remember here. Domain are the x's, range are the y's. And then when we list these here, here's the critical thing, must go least to greatest. EST. Okay, so for domain, let's just use a capital D and a colon. We got to go from least to greatest. -1, 3, 3. Oh, there's another rule. Multiple values that are the same only listed once. So within the domain, we have -1, 3, and 7. That's all. So when we have multiple values like this right here, only list once in the domain and range. Do you notice my curly brackets? And then my drawed curly bracket. That's why I went with the predetermined curly brackets. All right, so then our range will be, don't forget, least to greatest. What's smaller, -2 or -3? Which one's farther to the left? -3 is. -3 is farther from 0. So I've got -3, -2, 4, and 5. Yeah. Relations, a group of ordered pairs. That group of ordered pairs we can organize as a table and a graph and then state its domain and range. All right, let's get this in the context of a problem then. We've got Marceline runs a paddle boat rental at a popular resort. She charges $20 per hour to rent the boat. So going off of representing relationships, we need an equation. And once we have the equation, then we can build out our inputs and outputs, our independent variables and external variables, dependent variables. Okay, so she charges $20 per hour to rent a boat. If you rent the boat for 0 hours, how much does she charge you? Nothing. So that means our equation must be the total charge, y, is equal to $20 per hour for x. Let's get some values here. So if you rent it for 1, let's say this is hours, and this is total cost. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. And then our rule is times 20. So 1 times 20 gives us 20. 2 times 20 gives us 40. 3 times 20 gives us 60. 4 times 20 gives us 80. We've got some ordered pairs. I've got 120, 240, 360, 4, 8, 80. 80. Now we have a relation. Let's take that relation and we'll graph it onto this. Oh, there's no labels. Our graph should always have labels so that if anybody picks it up, they know what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be our time, and that's in hours. And then here must be our total cost, and that's in dollars. So I've got 1 and 20, 2 and 40, 3 and 60, 4 and 80. Success. So we have a real-world example that we represented with an equation, created a table, which made the relation for us, and then that relation we were able to graph. We are on point here. Oh my gosh, we're already to the review. Okay, in the review, what do we got here? We've got a bunch of vocab in this one, so vocabulary. So we've got relations themselves. Relations are any group O ordered pairs. Any group of ordered pairs. We've got the domain, which are the inputs, or independent, oh, there's an extra line in there, variable, or the x's. And then we've got range, which are the outputs, or the dependent, or the y's. And then the couple of rules, the two, I think I gave you the middle finger, I'm sorry, because I was holding the marker here. So let me release that finger so I can raise that one and then close these two correctly. And then the two rules for domain and range. Here we've got these two. We have to list them least to greatest. And no repeats. We only list one of them. One. Yeah. Relations. Any group of ordered pairs. Okay. There's my okay. So you hit your dinger. Good luck.